Hello, and thank you for your interest in learning more about the skills that form part of our ACS International Schools definition of learning and provide important cornerstones of our expected school-wide learning results. At ACS International Schools, we define learning as the growth and development in knowledge and understandings, skills, and dispositions. I'm Ben Wren, the head of the Center for Inspiring Minds, and this brief video has been developed to provide information about how our school community has expressed its ideas about the importance of skills through its philosophy statements and more recently in the discussions that have taken place at the Big Thinks, at the First Education Summit, and in the classrooms of our campuses. In this second of 3 short videos, we will be focusing on one part of our definition of learning, in this case skills, and sharing illustrative excerpts from our existing campus-level philosophy statements, from our Big Think documents and discussions about important and distinctive features of international school education, from our Education Summit discussions about a shared ACS International Schools philosophy, and from student engagement activities recently carried out on our campuses. When we talk about skills for learning, we're referring to the practice of specific cognitive, technical, and interpersonal abilities that learners apply in all academic subject areas and in all educational, career, and community settings throughout life. If we begin by looking at our former campus-level philosophy statements and the Big Think and Education Summit documents and discussions, we find that there are extensive references to a range of different types of skills. So a good starting place for summarizing the skills addressed in these resources is to offer a skills framework. The 11-item framework that follows was developed based on the literature. It offers one of many ways to organize our thinking about skill types. Let's start with our first skills category, learning to learn. Skills in this category include inquiry, self-directed learning, lifelong learning, reflection, and collaboration and independent learning. An illustrative example of this category of skills comes from the ACS EGM philosophy. We foster the concept of learning as a process and promote self-reflection as part of this process. A second skills category is learning to think. Skills in this category include critical thinking and systems thinking. Critical thinking features prominently in all our campus-level philosophy statements and addresses the importance of learners' ability to acquire and apply knowledge and critical thought. The next skill category is learning to solve problems. Skills in this category include problem solving and taking action. The importance of addressing these 2 categories as parts of a whole is expressed in ACS Doha's philosophy, which states its commitment to preparing learners for a changing world, where the ability to identify and frame problems is as important as addressing them. Another skill category is learning to manage information. This includes the ability to evaluate information for validity and reliability, to navigate information in an information-crowded environment, and to construct information from a range of sources. This has been described as information literacy in the ACS EGM philosophy. The next skill category is learning to innovate. Learning to innovate includes skills related to the use of both the scientific method and design processes. The literature review commissioned for Big Think 2 suggested that the ability to create new ideas and solutions will be one of the most essential skills to solving problems large and small in the 21st century. A sixth skill category is learning to create your own opportunities. This includes entrepreneurial thinking in action and enterprise. Neither of these have figured prominently in past philosophy statements, but both offer unique opportunities for learners to enhance their career readiness. Another skill category is learning to apply multiple literacies. This includes functional literacy, reading, writing, speaking, and listening. Critical literacy, the ability to adopt a critical perspective. Rhetorical literacy, the ability to use language effectively. Digital literacy, the ability to use a range of digital devices. Media literacy, the ability to access, analyze, evaluate, and create media, as well as subject-specific literacies. The next skill category is learning to communicate. This extends functional literacy to address ways we give and receive information, and also includes digital communication and the expressive arts as important forms of communication. The ACS Cobham philosophy suggests that self-expression is enhanced through the development of aesthetic appreciation and by encouraging participation in fine arts. Another skill category is learning to be interculturally competent. This skill, like others, has knowledge and understanding components as well as related dispositions. As a skill, it includes perspective taking, exhibiting international mindedness, expressing empathy, and civic engagement. The ACS Hillingdon philosophy summarizes this skill category as developing responsible global citizens and preparing young people to take their places in a rapidly changing world. The 10th skill category is learning to maintain personal, physical, and emotional well-being. This skill category includes the development of self-awareness, self-management, social awareness, resilience, and general skills for well-being. Skills in this category have been the focus of recent research and new practice models. One of our literature reviews reported that students who demonstrate resilience perform better than their non-resilient peers when confronted with challenging circumstances. Our final skill category is learning to be environmentally responsible. This skill category focuses on environmental stewardship. Although this skill category received little attention in historic campus-level philosophy statements, the level of student interest and activity associated with this skill suggests that it is an important aspect of our learning culture. This quick overview of the skills we have identified as central to teaching and learning is offered as a starting point for discussions about our expected school-wide learning results. The challenge is to envision the futures we are preparing learners to engage with, and to ensure that we are focusing on skills that will best prepare them to succeed. To learn more about the learner outcomes related to skills, which are described in the campus's individual philosophy statements, the Big Think documents and discussions, the Education Summit 1 documents and discussions, and the student feedback gathered in early February 2016, please refer to the Learner Outcomes Analysis Sheet available on the SIM website. Thank you for your interest in helping to develop the ACS International School's expected school-wide learning results. Additional videos have been recorded to introduce the knowledge and understandings and the dispositions that have been featured in past documents and discussions and will likely feature in the expected school-wide learning results. Please look for the recordings on the SIM website.